What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, well, the pre-sale ended with a bang. And if you guys got to see the live stream, thankfully I was able to be a part of it with the team, and there's just been a lot of coverage since then, but it was a lot of fun. We hit 2.4 billion DEC, or $2.4 million actually is how we should look at it, that the team was able to get off of this pre-sale. And I just want to go over like the aftermath, like what's going on now, where do we go from here? So obviously, the general sale is going to begin in a little bit. Well, it's 48 hours after the pre-sale ends. You can see that I'm recording this the morning after, right? So what I wanted to do was take a quick look here at where we are at. Where's that leaderboard? Leaderboard. There it is. And just give, first of all, a shout out and congrats to all the folks in the top 6 who are going to get to design their own Archon now, not Summoner, but Archon. You got Cryptomancer, who came in with a clean 100 million. I mean, this is just wild. And the thing is, like, as Dave pointed out during the live stream, I mean, Cryptomancer spent 100 million DEC and still has like less than 5%, almost like 4%, right, of the entire pre-sale. So again, obviously this is top heavy. It's always going to be top heavy, but you know, Cryptomancer, Brave Tofu, Han V, who came in with a last minute 80 million DEC purchase, which was crazy. I mean, this is the one that nobody really saw coming. You got Vugtis, got his Archon with 70 million. Jeff opens cards with a last minute push to get his Archon. Maybe we'll see Milo at 60 million, and then Loving the Moo closing it out at 56. Now you did get A. Brockman, Miradorn, that were within like, what, 2 million of this, not even. And then YGGSPL is one that we were watching as well, and they had to tap out, unfortunately. So, you know, this has been, it's kind of crazy just to see how much moved in the last couple of minutes here. And the crazy part, too, is the fact that it wasn't just the top 6, right? You had different tiers. So people were fighting for top 20, they were fighting for top 30, top 100, and top 250. So the thing with this is that now that we know how many of these packs are going to be out there, the question is, well, what's going to happen to the game now, or what the game economy is? You know, I'm more interested. Obviously, the game is going to come out and it's going to look fantastic, and we're going to be able to play with all the new cards. But if you can see here, despite the semi-bullishness of Bitcoin, I mean, we're back under 104. It's at 103.9. You can see that SPS has started to retrace and DEC has depegged. So a lot of people had bought, obviously, SPS, maybe with the intention to burn and maybe to try to fight for a leaderboard spot. If they didn't get that leaderboard spot, they probably sold. It was at 1.3 is where it topped out yesterday. And then DEC, here's the big thing that I'm very focused on, right? And I kind of brought this up on stream yesterday with Dave and the team. But if you look at this over the last month, we've minted like almost a billion DEC. Almost a billion DEC. Now, it's maybe safe to assume that more than half of that, at least half of that, has gone to the DAO, right? The DAO is up to now 2.9, almost 2.9 billion DEC. I don't know what it was beforehand, but obviously the company's sitting on a good amount of DEC right now too. So let's actually go there. And I don't know if there's probably more accounts, right? The SL Market account, in addition to the Steam Monsters. Steam Monsters is sitting at 350 million. If we go and use what Splinter Cards has here, right? So this 350 million, that's only a piece of it. Looks like the company, other company accounts that we might not see. I think there's one called SL Market that might not be included on the rich list, is sitting at 471 million. So that is a lot of DEC. That is a lot of DEC to recirculate back into the ecosystem. That's a lot of DEC to burn, right, for us. Now, here's the thing. We don't have to burn it all. And what Dave had said was, his hope is that these Conclave Arcana packs are going to be where people go and spend this DEC, right? So we end up locking it up, or at least half of it in the DAO. And that's why I was saying, right, if we mint a billion DEC, then the first billion, right, half of that goes into the DAO, 500 million. That leaves 500 million for the team to recirculate back into the game economy, at which point, people would then hopefully buy it up and spend another 500 million, and that would lock up another 250, right, which would give the team another 250. So you follow my kind of circular logic here until we get to the point where there's just none left. So Flywheel is probably on pause for now, and for good reason, right? I mean, we did actually move quite a bit, and here's the other nice statistic that we have: 220 million SPS has been burned. In fact, I think it was like 30 million that was burned in 24 hours in that final day of the presale, and in total, if I'm doing my math right, it's about 86 million that was burned for the Conclave Arcana presale. So that goal of getting to 100 million for the entirety of Conclave Arcana, I think is very well within reach. Right now, obviously, we're going to pause a little bit. Maybe people will burn some here and there. But to get another like 15, 16 million, actually, we're almost at like 221 million. So we'll just say another 15 million to between now and like the next 18 months, I think is very much doable for us to, for this to happen, especially when we're seeing a lot of DEC get burned in things like land, potential new guild developments coming in the future. There's obviously the Conclave Arcana packs and anything that is going to be associated with that, and anything that happens with like liquidity pools, even voucher liquidity pools, right? So those cards coming out and moving voucher prices around is going to be fantastic for burning all of this excess DEC. But it's just hard to determine what is our new kind of like equilibrium level of DEC. Obviously, the DAO is sitting on almost 3 billion at this point, which is almost 50% of what is out there, at least currently, in terms of the DEC supply, 6.2, 6.3 billion. Now, the thing is, I do need to put the disclaimer out there, and this is confirmed by Clay and the team, that DEC has not been audited in the same way that SPS has. And now that we have the SPS validators live, it's much easier and much cleaner and hopefully much more accurate to see where all the SPS is, where it lives, what's been burned, and how it's all being used and utilized. DEC, we don't quite have that. I mean, obviously, we know that the DAO is sitting on a good amount. There's a good amount sitting on land, right? Pools got somewhat drained. I don't know, maybe if those will get reimbursed or not refilled, but maybe 6 billion is going to be like the new amount, right? Until we find a way to actually burn through this DEC. And keep in mind that the DAO is just continuing to stack, right? 2.9 billion. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to 3 billion within the next couple of weeks here, if we continue to see more sales from Conclave Arcana. But everything is about to change in the next 24 hours, right? We're going to see just how impactful modern format is, and this is probably going to be the biggest takeaway for me, or at least not takeaway, but thing that I'll be watching, is what are those rewards going to be looking like in modern format once Conclave Arcana is in the rotation and Chaos Legion is out. If it ends up being very, very good, right, very high, that is going to push a lot more people to get into Modern and buy into Conclave Arcana. And the best part is, I think you have a lot of folks that do have the, we'll call it incentive, right, especially collectors and whatnot. Last thing I'm going to check here, and then we'll close out the video, is where are the secondary pack prices. So I'm going to go into the non-card market here on Splinterlands website. You can also get these on Hive Engine, but I'm not going to check there. This is just easier to see them all in one place here. So you can see Conclave Arcana standard packs are selling for $366. Let's close this. The legendary packs are selling for $22.88, and the alchemy packs are selling for $10.69. So it's not like a massive discount on these. And for good reason, right? I think a lot of them, even if they were bought as extras, are going to be sitting on these wagons when they come out. So exciting stuff ahead. I'm really looking forward to this, and I think it's going to be fun to see where things happen. But let me know your thoughts on the finality of the presale and what you think will happen, and the whole aftermath here that we've seen before the general sale and the launch of Conclave Arcana begins. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.